So it's such a privilege to connect with you once again. A warm welcome to all of you. Today we have a very interesting topic to discuss, and I'm sure all of you would be interested. Uh, Smart parenting, for making smarter kids. Okay, uh, parenting is a very, very, very important task that we undertake in our life. It's about how we groom our kids, and the next generation gets groomed. Okay, not only next generation, generations, which will come after that as well. It's a very important role, and doing it smartly, being aware at every stage or every phase of that parenting life of yours is one of the most important thing. And in this phase, one important thing today in today's socio-economic situation, wherein monetary money economics is a very, very important part of our life. uh, Playing that role of a financial educator to your kids, okay, is one of the tasks that you have to be taking with a lot of passion. Okay, many parents today are becoming aware of this important fact and are putting efforts to ensure that their kids are introduced to money, introduce and has a relationship with money right in the early phases of life. So today, from entire Be Smart team, we thought that we should actually uh, do this session for all of you, so that whatever expertise and experience that we have in terms of financial knowledge, okay, and from our experience of handling so many child education goals, from so many years, we thought that this session would be really useful to share with all of you, so that and so we have put up a 45 minutes to 1 hour session here with some points that could be very big takeaways for you, so that you can implement those tips and tricks from tomorrow onwards, and up your game as far as parenting is concerned. So warm welcome to all of you once again, right? So one important disclaimer I want to get started with, it's a very, very important disclaimer. Kids learn from observations. One of the active learning that kids do is not probably from what you teach them. Okay, they observe and learn a lot of things. And in the initial phases of what they learn, those things remain in their mind, and it's called conditioning. That conditioning that happens at the early phase of life for whatever you have taught them, or whatever they have learned from observation, it remains with them forever in their life. Okay, that's a subconscious memory that they carry forward and take along with them forever in their life. So it's very important, very, very important for parents should that they should be aware of this fact and do this. Be conscious and aware. Remember, your kids are watching you. We are going to focus today on the money talks part of it, but overall, this is applicable for everything. But especially today, we are going to talk about few things that you should be implementing, and you should be giving it to your kids, indirectly or directly. And for that, you need to be conscious and you need to be aware, because your kids are watching you. And one important thing, is as a rule that you need to follow is you should always practice what you preach. If you're telling your kids something, okay, that this is expensive, don't buy it, because this is not something that you want. Okay, this is not something that is required. Similarly, at some point of time, if you become lavish, that kid gets a little confused. Okay, so when I can become lavish. That learning that you have given him or her, that okay, this is not required right now for you, so don't buy it. That learning gets erased, because the what you have preached and not practiced, that remains in that kid's mind, right? So this is very, very important. And this is one big disclaimer, or this big fact that I want to put across right in the beginning of this presentation, that education system, ensures that the kids, okay, we also went through the same thing. Kids are trained and made capable to start earning. Whatever education we give, even the chartered accountants are very good at finalizing your taxation and doing the balance sheet. But most of them, if you when we also meet lot of them, have a very low score on their investment part. They know to earn money. They are trained to get a job or get into a profession to earn money. But what to do with that money? How to handle that money? How to grow that money? How to use that money? How to multiply that money? That education is still missing in our education system. And that is something that should happen at the uh, you know, uh, parenting role. So we have a very important role to play as far as being parents is concerned, right? So on those disclaimers, let me just begin and start giving you an idea of what we are going to cover today. We are going to cover three important disciplines for success with money. There are three important disciplines, and we are going to take each discipline one by one. Number one, when we talk about money, I'm not. I'm going to start with the most important thing: money mindset or conditioning of your mind, because that is the core of how your relationship or how your kids' relationship is going to be formed with money. Whether it will be a close, lovely relationship, or whether it will be a relationship with fear, or whether it will be a relationship of ignorance, that will be decided by the mindset and the conditioning that we as parents do for our kids. So that's something that we are going to cover in depth today. We are going to talk about some good money habits. I'm going to give you, some 5 tips to activate some good money habits in your kids. And these habits are going to be so useful for them that they will, they will actually get a compounding or multiplying effect as they grow older in their lives. And we are going to talk about 5 literacy activity. Like, as I told you, mind, habit, and education and information. These three things have to go together when we are talking about kids being smart about money, or kids being successful about money, kids being, that dream of us of making our kid live a rich life, okay, rich, wealthy life, okay, life wherein money is not a problem. There is enough financial freedom so that the kid can, explore the world, live happily, and also, never struggle or be ready for any time when the things are not normal. So this is something that parents want. So, but for these things to happen properly, we need 3 disciplines to follow. One is the mindset, second is the habit, and the third is the financial literacy. Right. So we are going to cover this topic today in detail. Right. So are we on the same page? Please put a thumbs up so that I can, get in my groove. Okay, when you give me a thumbs up, I know that it is not just one monologue that I am into. I'm actively addressing audience which are live and alive. So can I get thumbs up in the chat box, to ensure that I'm talking to live audiences? Great. Yes? Anyone here? Like, because I need to be connecting with all of you, because that's, being on the same page is very important, because I strongly believe that when we connect, the output is much better. Thank you. Thank you. Right. And one important thing that I keep telling everyone, this is something that is useful for you forever. Information, knowledge, and expertise are 3 different things. Information is something that we forget very often, or forget very fast. So you're investing your 45 minutes today. So in this 45 minutes, don't just take information. Try to convert that information into knowledge. Because with concentration, you'll be able to convert information into knowledge. And that is what I expect from you, because knowledge will remain with you for a long time. And knowledge is something that you practice, and it becomes an expertise or an experience over a period of time, right? So thank you so much for being here. So let me get started. When we talk about money mindset and conditioning, what should be your kids' relationship with money? This is very important for you to understand. What should be your kids' relationship with money? First and foremost, I'm going to put this in frameworks, and I'm going to explain these statements that going to make today. I'm going to explain those in frameworks so that you understand and establish what relationship you should form with your kids, or what relationship your kids have to form with money. Money is a tool that helps us do good. This is something very important. Over a period of time, like most of us in our generation has always got into conditioning that money is not good. You know why? Because the villain of a movie who always is a rich guy, and that rich guy is a villain and he is a bad guy. Even our movies have conditioned us that money is something that that is that is only with bad people, and money means bad. That association has happened. The first thing that we need to teach or we need to practice is money is a tool that helps us do good, and money is good. Being greedy about money is not something that we need to do, but it is about creating comfort, helping others, and living happily. So money's role has to be clearly told. Okay, and I'm going to come in my next slide. I'm going to show you some statements, that we normally use in our household and which could be so damaging. Idea here is to build respect for money and not fear or guilt. Your kid has to love money, like money, respect money, and relationship has to be a positive relationship with the money. And it shouldn't be a relationship wherein there is fear or guilt. That conditioning is very important. We should talk things about money, money not being important. Those kind of statements we should never make. We should talk things like we save money so that we can go on a holiday, buy gifts, and help people who need it. This could be this, statements that we need to use, right? Second thing is, I can always create more money by using my ideas and efforts. This is one more belief system that you need to put in, your kid's mind for that conditioning. Means I can always have more money. Money is not going to get over. That thought process has to be clear. It has to be clearly told or conditioned that money is not getting finished. There is enough money in this world, and I can earn that money anytime and from anywhere that I want. So the feeling of abundance has to be there. That shift from the scarcity mindset has to go, and the abundance mindset has to be there. Now, this is what we should talk about. If we learn new skills like AI is coming, my job is going to go, what God knows what AI is going to do to us. Now that kind of talk should never happen. AI is a new skill. I should learn AI so that I can be prepared in future with better skills so that I can grow money. That is what is important. The first part is money is good. The second part is money is something that is in abundance and I can always earn it. I need to upgrade, I need to put efforts, and money can come to me. This is the second thought process. The third and the most important thought process is I am thankful for the money that I have and I'm excited to grow it. When I say this, having that gratitude for money is very important. These three things about money has to be the foundational conditioning of your kid's mind. Many times, as kids grow, like, this is a deliberate effort that you need to make. This is something that remains. Science has, shown that the early conditioning about, what happens in and around in the kid's mind and surrounding, that becomes the, that kids, fixed mindset or thought process in the long run. And that to change after a particular age is very, very, very difficult, right? Then only a tough situation can change them. A normal situation doesn't allow them to change. So why should we wait for positive outcome to happen out of a tough situation in future? Instead of that, minimum conditioning on a regular basis can help. So I am thankful for money, and I'm excited to grow it is a thought process that needs to be done. Right? These are the three things that I'm looking forward for all of you to have as a thought process. You can take a screenshot of this, whenever you want to take screenshots of all the slides and ensure that this is going in the one discipline that is mind conditioning. Now I'll give you some, okay, what not to speak about money in the house, right? What not to speak is something that I want to highlight first. Now, money doesn't grow on tree. Paid per, paise nahi ugte. That thought or those kind of talk should be avoided. We can't afford that. That is one more thought or one more talk, one more statement we should always avoid. Rich people are greedy. Okay, stop bashing Ambanis and Adanis on the in your house when you are watching news. Okay, that should not get into a messaging that okay, someone who is rich businessman and always gets bashing. Okay, do it. Have your opinion for whoever you want, but avoid it in front of kids. Okay, money is the root of all evil. Paisa is sab galat चीजों की जड़ है. That thought process has to be avoided. You will understand money when you are older. You don't understand anything now. This statement has to be avoided. We don't talk about money. Huh? Let's not talk about money. Money is not something that we should discuss in the family. Why? This is how we have been conditioned in our previous generation. Money is a taboo. Money is something that has been made not to talk about, not to discuss about. It's a taboo that was there over a period of time, when it comes to our generation. But the next generation has to be made a little different, has to be trained a little different. We never have enough. No, it might be a situation, but talking in front of kids can be avoided. I am bad with money. I don't know about money, right? And that conditioning will go on to your kids as well. Okay, I am also, I seen my father, my parents, my mother saying that I am bad with money. So that remains. So at some point of time, the kids also starts believing that I am also going to be bad with money. That's too expensive for us. Why? Avoid this statement. Money won't make you happy. Money won't make you happy is something which has to be cancelled 2 times. I'm completely not in favor of this statement. Money won't make you happy is something that has to be avoided. Only lucky people become rich. No, don't associate success with luck. Success, growth with luck. No. Having too much money changes people. No, not necessarily. And change could be good. The minute you say and put it up in this particular way, it feels like change matlab bad kuch hoga. Nahi. Money can always change people for good. A lot of philanthropy happens because a lot of people have earned money. Lot of donations, lot of philanthropy, lot of schools, colleges, and lot of charity work happens because people have money, right? People have money. So it even if it changes people, it changes for good, right? Now, some of the statements that you need to speak about money. Money is good and money is important. Money should be saved and money should be invested and used for right things. Money should be earned through right ways. People who have money are good and happy. Money helps you to be happy. Money can be a great help in crisis. Money gives us choices. Happiness comes from how we use it. It's good to learn how money works. It helps us make smart decisions. These are some of the talks that you should always use instead of using this talk. And this talks, the statements that I've made has to be cancelled from your life completely. Right? Take a screenshot of this. Go through it at some point of time and grasp it. Okay, connect with it, and believe me, conditioning of mind is very important. Whatever has happened in this world has first happened in the mind. Whatever you see in this world and whatever has happened, whatever has been created, discovered, invented, has first happened in the mind. Right? So working on the mind is of utmost important. Right? Good. So this is how I suggest you start conditioning your kid's mind. Right? This is important for you to tackle the mindset part of it. ऑब्जर्वेशन से बच्चा सीखता है, आपके बिहेवियर को ऑब्जर्व करके बच्चा सीखता है. सो बीइंग अवेयर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Speaking the right words, avoiding the wrong words is very important. Having that gratitude for money is very important. Having good relationship with money is very important. Right? And being positive that money is always available, it is always in abundance is also very important. So this is how you need to work as far as conditioning of mind is concerned. Now, what are some of the good habits? Okay, that will that will help your kid in long run to be good with money, be successful with money, manage money in the most prudent way. Right. So I'm going to talk to you about some activities. Now, shopping center rule. See, this is something that we have suggesting for you as a parent and for kids. And these are simple things, but it will definitely make an impact. The shopping center rule. The rule is very simple. Whenever you go with them in the shopping center, how much ever you train them, you shout on them or you control them, they want to buy something. They want to pick up something. They want to pick up that chips packet. They want to pick up those chocolates, jams, or some stationery item, right? You can't control them, but you can set a rule. The rule is very simple. You can only buy one single item. Either it is a chip packet or ice cream or a gum packet or one stationery item, but only buy one thing. So this is one habit that needs to be put in the kids, so that what is going to happen with this is the minute they start controlling their urges, they get into an habit of controlling those urges for in their future life as well. But this habit of controlling their urges has to start. Shopping center rule will help them to be selective, will help your kids to control that urge to, I want more, or that anxiety level can be calmed down. The minute you do it 2-3 times, the kid will know, okay, this is not possible. The anxiety will automatically come down, right? So this is one rule that can be implemented. No pain, no gain. Now, this is the second activity that I would say. Many times we give money to our kids as very easily. Kuch chahiye bacha loke, the father gives money to the wife and says, okay, usko ye khareed ke lekar aao, buy this thing for them, or okay, I will buy. No, don't do that. Make them quite early, the minute they become 6-7 years old or 5, even 5+. Give them this activity or make this habit that no pain, no gain. Which means money doesn't come very easily to them. Start giving them opportunities to earn money instead of directly giving money. Giving free money or money with efforts are two different things. Start making them earn money out of some work or a task or hard work. For example, you can always say if you get good marks, you can get 100 rupees from me. And that, that toy that you want to buy, which is costing 300 rupees, can be more easily possible, because then you only need to earn 200 rupees more. Start these talks. If you get up early to school, then if you are not late to the school, never absent to the school, okay, for next 15 days, if you do that, I'll give you another 100 rupees. If in the evening from 8 o'clock to 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock before you sleep, you don't touch phone or TV for next 10 days, I will give you another 100 rupees. So that 300 rupees you can earn and buy what you want. If you do that, this is something that is going to make your kids, more productive, more task oriented, and more, they will get into that feeling that I have to work hard, more productive in their life, more successful in their life. Now, if the kid is 10 to 15 years old, you can give them household chores. So, okay, this Sunday, please clean the entire house, or chakachak kar le, fir, whatever you want that bat, I will give it to you, but thoda kaam kar le. For teenagers, get them into part-time job. I know, I'll give you an example. I know a friend of mine whose kid is a very, very rich guy. Okay. He has made his both kids, like one is little elder, but one is just in 11th standard. After the college, jao, or he's from Gujarat. So jao or part-time kaam karo. So from evening 2:30, from afternoon 2:30 to 6 o'clock, the kid is doing a part-time job, earning some 2,500-3,000 rupees. 3,000 rupees कुछ नहीं है उसका, आधे दिन का पेट्रोल भी नहीं होगा उसका. It is not about money. It is not about what people will say. अरे काम को क्यों बेचता है? Lot of people think of that. But that kid is getting into a work environment right at teenage. उसका जो इंस्टाग्राम पे इधर उधर फालतू टाइम होगा, वो टाइम कट हो रहा है. The kid is getting to learn by observing what is happening in the corporate world. थोड़ा काम सीख लेते हैं. And because of that, young kids, at age of 19, 20, they are at a different zone altogether. They are 22 पर अच्छा स्टार्टअप खोलकर 25 की उम्र में स्टार्टअप बेचकर मिलियनर्स बन रहे हैं आज के kids, because these inputs are there in their parents. You look at some of the success stories, and most of the kids will tell you that I did my first job when I was 16 or 17 years. This is how you need to get into that mindset, for your kids, that no pain, no gain. jaldi से ही, whatever, don't give them anything free. No free thought. फ्री होता है तो बाद में आ जाएगा, मिल जाएगा, उससे लेजीनेस बढ़ता है, एक्सपेक्टेशन बढ़ता है, राइट? उससे आउटपुट नहीं बढ़ता है. सो नो पेन नो गेन एक्टिविटी करना, राइट? नाउ ask if it is a need or want before buying. Means what? Put this habit that every time your kid is buying something or wanting to buy something, whether it is a need or whether it is a want. मतलब क्या? See, I already have set of color pens or pencils or wax colors, at my home. They're a little old, but why should I buy new ones? Right? So new ones is my want, not my need. मेरा काम चल जाएगा उससे. So need and want का question पूछना हर बार. Ask your kids this question, whether it is your need or whether it is your want. This is very, very important habit to be built. Now, gift money or earned money. इसका एक हैबिट डालना, 2 जार बनाना, 2 separate piggy boxes. Gift money is something that comes as a gift for birthday के लिए आता है, क्या आता है. That gift money is not something that the kid will use. That money is going to go as savings or investment. वो 2 box separate. जो भी पैसा कमाता है, if your kid is earning that money, through the course that you are giving or the task that you are giving, अगर that kid, वो एक सेपरेट बॉक्स में जाएगा पैसा, द अर्न्ड मनी. ये करने के बाद अगर kid wants to use that money, you put a rule saying that whenever you want to use that money, I will give you 2x of that money. Means अभी बच्चे ने 500 रुपए सेव किया है, so you give that kid 1000 rupees. But tell that kid that if you make it 1000, then you will get 2000, because that 2x rule is applicable. उससे the kid will understand the compounding effect, the investment part of it, the thought process आ जाएगा, because ये मेरा hard earned money है, इसको मैं और grow करता हूँ. This small tips work really wonders, when you are conditioning your kids' mind or building some good habits to your kids. So gift money and earned money is the 4th part. And save before spending. हम लोग, बहुत से लोग क्या करते हैं, lot of people do what? First they spend and whatever is left over उसका हम लोग सेव करते हैं. नहीं, will not do that. Instead of spending first and saving later, let us pay ourselves first, or let us save first and then spend the part of it. एक डालने का रूल कि 10%, whatever you get money of that, I give you this money to spend something on something, but उसको spend मत करो, उसमें से 10% निकालो. Save before spending का हैबिट डालना, अगर डालोगे तो it will go long way in building that investment wealth as far as your kids' future is concerned, right? So this is something that I wanted to talk about, habits, right? Now abhi activities, I will give you some 5 activities that you can do as far as literacy, financial literacy is concerned for your kids. अभी 5 संडे अगले न्यू ईयर के टाइम पर, you can spend 10 minutes on each Sunday and teach this very important aspects of financial financial terms or financial topics to your kids. Basic kids जिसका बच्चा below 10 years होगा, this will be very, very important to introduce this money in their life right in the beginning. एक पूरा महीने का हर संडे, 5 संडे है जनवरी में, use it. फर्स्ट संडे को क्या करो, टीच देम अबाउट करेंसी. टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस. करेंसी मतलब क्या है, समझाओ उसको कि आप चॉकलेट बाय करते हो, तो उसके लिए पैसा देना पड़ता है. दैट नोट इज देयर व्हिच इज दैट इज करेंसी, राइट? बिकॉज द पर्सन हु इज गोइंग टू गिव यू दोस चॉकलेट्स want to also buy something else in future, so that, and this money or currency is something that allows everyone to buy things, that they don't have or that they want. So this thought, this example and the currency का explanation देना बहुत important, ये basics है, right? और बोलो उनको कि currency is into coins, paper notes और digital money. आज digital money भी है. So introduce them about digital money, talk to them, show them physical currency. हर एक नोट लेकर जाओ और बोलो ये 10 रुपए का नोट है, 500 रुपए का नोट है, 50 रुपए का नोट है, और वैल्यू समझाओ इस नोट का. ऐप में जाके बोलो कि ऐसा होता है, जीपे, फोन पे, पेटीएम, भीम ऐप ऐसे होता है. दैट शो देम दिस, बट इंट्रोड्यूस देम टू व्हाट इज करेंसी. ये संडे को एक 5 मिनट कर लो, राइट? आफ्टर दैट ऑन सेकेंड संडे टॉक टू देम अबाउट बैंकिंग. बैंक में क्या होता है? सी यू हैव एक्स्ट्रा मनी, यू गो टू द बैंक. बैंक क्या करता है? बिकॉज यू आर कीपिंग दैट मनी विद देम, okay, the bank is giving you 4% more of that money. Matlab, for every 100 rupees they will give you 4 rupees more in a year. Okay, now what banks does is, why they are doing this? Because lot of businessmen need money to buy some raw material or buy some machinery. Lot of businessmen need money, and businessmen go to the bank and they ask money. And they use the money that you have given, the banks use that money that you have given, and then they give them 8% more, 12% money back as an interest. So bank makes 8% and you get 4% from that 12%. Explain these things in a very simple way. Talk to them about ATM card, how ATM card is useful, what is the use of ATM card, and what is a check. Show them a check. So do this on second Sunday, right? Now, third Sunday, PAN card समझाओ. PAN card is something, teach them that PAN card is like your school ID card or a roll number. Because, similar name people are there in the school, but each roll number is unique. Similarly, whatever you do with your money has to be found out, like how much you have scored in maths, science, all those marks are under a roll number. Similarly, what you have done, how much you have earned money, how much you have spent money, all that would be recorded under that PAN card number. Tell them about PAN card. Very important thing, because ये सब चीजें बहुत important चीज है. फोर्थ संडे को क्या कर लो? Talk to them about emergency fund. ये बहुत 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 important चीज है. What is emergency fund? Because most of the kids today, आज के डेट में it is called credit card economy, because people are made to spend their future money. This is a loan economy right now. You are tempted so much for your lifestyle upgrade. Like so many people are buying iPhones of 1.5 lakh rupees on EMIs and loans. Although उनके पास iPhone 12 है, लेकिन फिर भी iPhone 16 चाहिए. This is the time, in our lives wherein money is required to be spent, or spending is becoming a very, very important lifestyle thing. So if you don't teach them about emergency fund, lot of people, lot of kids, when they grow up, they will be shocked at some point of time. During COVID, so many people who looked rich, so many people who had good cars or branded stuff, couldn't even survive 2 months of lockdown, because they had bought most of the things on credit card. Income आ रहा था तो चल रहा था. Suddenly income बंद हो गया, तकलीफ हुआ. They looked rich but they were not wealthy. No emergency fund. अगर 6 महीने का emergency fund होता तो they could have come out of that crisis. So teach them about emergency fund, why it is required, right? Example दे दो कि if at all you have your cycle tire which is getting bursted and you need 200 rupees to fix it. If you have not kept some money, saved separately as emergency fund, एक jar बनाओ जिसको emergency fund बनाओ. Emergency fund का नाम पे jar करो. So whatever you are saving of that, अगर 100 रुपया सेव हो रहा है तो 5-10 रुपये emergency fund में डालने का हैबिट कराओ. उसको बोलो कि you don't have to depend upon your parent. Okay, when they will give money or tire puncture nikalo, you have emergency fund which can be used. For big kids, you can give an example of, totally explain कर लो कि family expenses 50,000 है, so you need to keep it at least 3 months of expense as your emergency fund. ये बड़े kids को आप समझाओगे properly समझ जाएगा, right? What it can be used for, sudden medical bills, COVID का example दे दो, home repair का example दे दो, और job loss का कुछ भी हो सकता है, right? So talk to your kids, younger and older kids, and tell them the importance of emergency fund. This is very, very, very important education. So on fourth Sunday, you do this. And the fifth Sunday, I'll teach you, you have to teach very important thing as to what is savings and what is investment. अभी मैंगो सीड है, उस मैंगो सीड को मैं प्लांट करता हूं तो मेरे को बहुत सारे मैंगोज आते हैं. Now, if I keep that mango seed just like that, it is saving. But if I further put some time and effort and invest into that mango seed and I grow a mango tree, then I get more mangoes. Keeping that seed with me will not going to make it big or grow. It has to be invested. It has to be put in the soil so that a plant can grow. So you have saved 1,000 rupees in 1 year. If you invest that into mutual funds, it is very important. Lot of parents today are proactively making their kids start an SIP. You look at all the urban parents today, जो भी पॉकेट मनी होता है कॉलेज गोइंग किड्स को, उनको बोलते हैं 500 रुपए का SIP चालू करो और आपके पॉकेट मनी से आप हर महीना वो SIP भरोगे. ये आपको भी हैबिट डालनी पड़ेगी. यू हैव टू टेल दैट जो पैसा आपके पिगी बैंक में वो तो सेविंग्स है, वो इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं है. Investment would be when you grow that money. For example, if that 1,000 rupees has to grow more than 1,000 rupees, because if you are not investing it, it will remain 1,000. So this saving or investment का thought process clearly आपको समझाना है. This is what you do on the fifth Sunday, right? Now, और एक चीज very important आपको अपने बच्चों को समझाना है. That is about SMART goals. SMART is what? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time bound. जो भी वो गोल करते हैं, अगर आपको उनको इफेक्टिव बनाना है, then you have to teach SMART goal concept to your kids. Like I've given on the screen to you. You can take a screenshot of this. What is SMART goal? Not SMART goal, right? Now, specific goal का example goal. I want to go to picnic. That's not very specific. I want to go to Matheran for picnic is a SMART goal because it is very specific. Measurable. I will need some money to buy cycle. No, that's not measurable. I will need some money. मतलब क्या? I will need 2,000 to buy a cycle is a SMART goal. Achievable. I will win the cricket match alone. नहीं, ये achievable बहुत difficult है. I will need support of the team to win the cricket match. ये थोड़ा achievable thought process है. This is a SMART goal or SMART thought process. Realistic. By winning the lottery, I will buy a cycle. नहीं होगा. I will start saving to buy a cycle is more realistic goal. Time bound. I will buy a cricket bat sometime in future. Nahi, I will save 50 every month to buy a cricket bat in 10 months. This is how SMART goals have to be taught to your kids, and all the kids have to understand what is SMART goals. Otherwise क्या होता है, मेरे को एक दिन बड़ा आदमी बनना है. वो आदमी इतना बहुत साल होते हैं, बच्चा 40 साल का होता है फिर भी बड़ा आदमी नहीं बनता है, because specific नहीं है. I'm sure all parents today want their kids to be, more aware of life, more smarter, more nicer, and that input has to come from parenting itself. The efforts that we make, the input that we give, that will decide the output. For example, very important. I had a friend many years back, who had a young child. So he was just saying that, child to sunta nahi hai yaar. I'm telling him to do this, that. मैं ये सब कुछ करता हूँ, all that thing. कुछ follow नहीं करता है kid. So I always told him that, because you are busy at office, you hardly spend time with your kid. Kid will only do things from what he is observing. If at all he sees, or you meet the parent, you meet the kid and discuss all those things. The more time you spend with them, or more strategic inputs that you give to your kids, only then they will learn something from you. Expecting just like that they will become like you is something that we should not do. SMART goals is something that you need to teach your parents, to teach your kids as a good parent, right? As a parent, one more important thing आपको करना है, very, very important thing. Okay, how much money? Because एक बात तो है, see, they have their dreams. Your very important duty is to ensure that their dreams are becoming a reality, especially the educational dreams. अगर बहुत बार kids are very smart. If they know at some point of time a smart kid when the kid becomes 15, 16 years, the kid knows that somehow, my parents have not saved enough for my higher education. I'm looking at joining the top institute or university, but there is no enough money there. The kid sometimes, by himself or herself, withdraws from that dream. It happens. As a parent, your basic duty is to ensure that your kids' dreams, as far as the funding part is concerned, is taken care of. For that, the first step as a parent you need to do is to understand how much money you will need. How much money you will need to make your daughter a doctor after 12 years, after 10 years. What is the current fees and what is the future fees for a normal institute and a premier institute? Most of the people don't know. Most of the kids don't know. Forget about kids. Most of the parents don't know. Parents have to know that. So, we have created a beautiful, calculator, financial goal calculator for you, wherein you can calculate a link. I know Yogesh will send that link in the chat box now. Use it and calculate, select their child education goal and calculate how much you will need for that educational dream. अगर आपको एस्ट्रोनॉट बनाना है, एस्ट्रोनॉट नहीं है, तो एटलीस्ट डॉक्टर पे क्लिक करके समझ लो कि एटलीस्ट व्हाट इज द अप्रोक्सीमेट अमाउंट that will be needed after 10 years, 15 years, when your kid will become 17, 18 years old, because that is the time higher education is required. 56% of the parents in India spend their retirement funds for their kids' higher education. Most of them parents are at the retirement age that time, and whatever they have saved for their future retirement, they often use it for their kids' education, funding the kids' education. A simple monthly SIP, when I always tell you, the minute your kid is born, 1,000 रुपए का SIP कर लो if you can afford. If you can afford more, do that. Okay, do at least 3 to 4% of whatever is your income, annual income, उतना हर साल invest कर लो for your kids' education. 3%, बस 3% कर लो, whatever you are earning. If you do it on the day one, when the kid is born, the very next month, you will have, and your kid will have enough money for funding that educational dream of that, of your kid. So here is a free calculator, use it, and you will find that it's so amazing. Sometimes, that having that number, as I told you, your goal has to be very specific. कितना amount चाहिए मेरे को, वो अगर आपने finalize ही नहीं किया, वो आपको मालूम ही नहीं, then, the next journey doesn't start. So, it's a free calculator, use it, and Yogesh, please share it. I think Yogesh has already shared it, right? So this is what we were looking at, in spreading as far as education is concerned. This sessions we do every month. Last month also we did, previously also we did for our clients. And we want to continue doing such sessions, quick bites of 40, 45 minutes. And then if you have any questions, answers, we can take those questions, answers as well. But we would come up with some educational content regularly every month, so that whatever we can do from our side to spread financial education to our clients, we will be happy to do that, right? So we wanted to make it quick and crisp, and not very overwhelming as such, not loaded with lot of technical stuff, because you need to go and pass this information to your kids as well, right? And so we made it very simple and to the point, and only few things that we have discussed today, because a lot of load will take away the focus. So at least start this next 5 Sundays from January, the habits that I've told. Okay, look at the mindset that you need to prepare, and look at building those 5 habits that we have spoken, right? If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Yeah, if you're finding it any difficulty in using the calculator, let me know. Yes, Yogesh, if you have any questions, I'm here to take the questions. Yes. Hello, any questions? I'm open to have any questions. If you have any questions, otherwise, we can call it a day. We always want to make it keep it very quick, but drag karna kuch फायदे का नहीं होता है. If any one of you have any questions, you can type. If you don't want to ask, you can type in the chat box as well. for next 2 minutes, I'll wait to hear some questions or read some questions you have. Okay, or else, I would call it a day, and yeah, and we will meet up next month again with another topic. ऐसा ही छोटा सा टॉपिक, बट फाइनेंशियल एजुकेशन शाम को एक आधा घंटा 45 मिनट स्पेंड करने का. इंफॉर्मेशन एज है, जितना ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन आपके पास है, वॉट एवर इंफॉर्मेशन यू हैव ऑलवेज हेल्प्स. ओके, देयर वर डिफरेंट एजेस, राइट? स्टोन एज, bronze age. Today it is an information age. Information is a key. In fact, it is more valuable than gold for some people, right? Some businesses run on information. So we will keep spreading information regularly every month, right? So any questions you can type in the chat box, or we'll call it a day. Yogesh? So, I think no questions, and thank you so much, guys. Being with you again this month was a fantastic experience. I'm looking forward for meeting you guys next month again on a different topic. Spread this education and information that we have these sessions with your family and friends also, because they will also benefit from it, right? You have your family members, your friend circles, your colleagues who has to know a lot about finances. So we will make efforts to spread this financial literacy, right? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you
And
very
I'm-
much,
I'm-
everyone, for
I'm-
joining. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Okay. So thank you very much. Let's meet up next month. All right. Good night to all of you.